Hello and welcome to episode 29 of The Grocery Guru. We're here with Andrew Grant. Andrew, how you doing?
Morning, Darren. You well?
Yes, I'm very good. We'll ignore all the technical issues we've just had because no one cares, but we've just had a few. What are we talking about this week?
Well, I picked up in the news, you know, we often try and bring the most topical items in grocery world. So, yeah, I picked up today, didn't get a lot of, picked up this week, didn't get a lot of press, but the demise of the Tesco Metro. It will be no more. Oh,
really? Okay, tell us more.
Yeah, so I've got to do some very quick maths here. 147 Tesco Metros,
yep.
All being rebranded either as Tesco Express or as Tesco Superstores, which I find interesting. I can understand 89 of them becoming Expresses.
Yeah, I can.
58 Superstores. God, there must be some big monsters out there that I've forgotten about.
That seems odd. So just remind us, what is a Tesco Metro?
Well, originally it was a reason to take, so if you think back to Tesco's original heyday of Operation Checkout and Green Shield stamps, yeah. All their stores were in bustling town centres.
Yep, very true.
You know, so, you know, you and I are probably old enough to go back that far, but, you know, your quintessential high street with your Woolies, your Marks and Spencers, your Boots and your Tesco. Yeah. You know, so Tesco ended up in the sort of the 80s as they were starting to build their out of town estate, yep. Which was the making of them, left with all of these city and town centre stores on a high street. And they thought, what the hell do we do with them? And they came up with the Metro format. But essentially, all they did was took an existing small supermarket and stuck a sandwich cabinet and some soft drinks chillers at the front.
At the front, yeah.
And still to this day, most Metros have far more range probably than the shoppers need. And it was interesting in the press release. Tesco said that 70% of the shopping missions in Metros are for top-up shops.
Okay, all right. So we've got a good understanding of Tesco Metro. All right. So these guys are saying they're going to take 80, how many was it? 89?
89 into a Tesco Express format and then 58 into the Superstore format.
Okay, so does this mean the Tesco Metro format will be gone completely?
It's like the proverbial parrot. It is no more. It is dead.
Right, okay. So do you think this is about head office trying to manage fewer formats, or the other formats are more popular? What's your take on this?
No, I think it shows the power of shopper insight and Clubcard. They know precisely what every single one of their shoppers is buying in every single store, every single minute of the day.
Yep. And
it's fine-tuning a very, very well-honed engine.
Okay, all right. So I get that. I get the insight into shoppers, but why remove Metro? What does it add? Or what does it add by removing it?
Well, no, I think you said it as you said that first. What does it add?
Well,
Express is a phenomenally successful C-store concept.
Yeah.
The out-of-town extras, again, phenomenally successful. Why do you want a Metro stuck in the middle, which is, you know, neither one thing or the other? It's not a full-on C-store.
Yep.
And it's definitely not a full-range weekly supermarket shop store. And of course, we know, you know, many town centres out there. You know, it's sad. The ones I visit, really sad what this pandemic has done to the traditional town centre. And interestingly, maybe a slight aside, BBC News last night, worth watching actually.
Okay.
The regeneration of town centres. And I don't know if you've ever been to Nottingham.
No.
The Broadmarsh Centre in Nottingham is perfect example of 70s planning terrorism. I mean, it is just horrific.
Okay, well, we'll have a link at the bottom of the video to the regeneration. I've just written it down, BBC.
So what they're looking at is basically taking out this 70s concrete covered shopping centre and restoring the original medieval winding streets.
Oh, okay. Okay. So more like a Cheltenham or a Gloucester town centre?
Yeah, doing that. Yeah, but they then contrasted that with Maidenhead down in the affluent south.
Yeah.
About to get the east-west rail link. So, you know, Maidenhead and part of the tech corridor of Slough to Reading. And they've done exactly the same thing. They've taken a 70s covered shopping centre, ripped the roof off, and moved it to, I think, 30% shops, 30% residential, 30% leisure.
Wow. Okay.
And literally breathing life back into the town centres. So, you know, interesting that, you know, Tesco haven't said they're offloading any of this estate. You know, maybe they'll wait a couple of years till property values or till commercial property values, you know, rise again, and they'll have another think about it.
And just coming back to your other point, so the other format they're going to move some of them into are superstores. So some of them aren't small; these are big stores that they're moving.
Okay. Yeah, I guess it depends on the location. I can't think of any specifically, but there will be some that, you know, are by the town car park or by the town multi-story. So in theory, you could take your car in there, do a full trolley shop, and it's still practicable. But equally, there's ones I can think of where they're landlocked in these dying little town centres, and yeah, you can imagine why, you know, Tesco will have taken a good close look at them.
That makes sense. All right, so let's throw into the mix Jacks. I know you did for the Grocer probably 18 months ago a review of Jacks out in Chatteris. So how does that feature in this thought?
Well, I was afraid you were going to bring that up. I think it's the only time I've made a false prediction. Okay. So please don't add the link to the Grocer article to this. Yeah, I remember on a particularly cold, wet, unpleasant East Anglia day being sent out to Chatteris, which is literally in the middle of, you know, deep Fenland. And yeah, doing a review of the new Jack's format, which Dave Lewis, Tesco CEO at the time, was very, very excited about. Yeah. And it was their answer to Aldi and Lidl.
Oh, I see. So there are, what, 10, 12 Jacks out there?
Yeah, so 12 of them. Yeah, basically they are, you know, a British Aldi, almost carbon copy of an Aldi with, you know, the special buys down the middle, very, very simply merchandised and fitted out, and some, you know, very limited but pretty high quality range. Okay. And I'm sure you'll remember at the time me making this grand prediction that wouldn't it make perfect sense to transport the Jack's brand into all of these oversized Tesco Metros where they're not quite sure whether they're a C-store or a supermarket. But hey for my grand strategies.
I think I do remember. Now, if that's the only prediction you've got wrong, we'll ask you for the lottery numbers in a minute.
Okay.
So we've got, we've got these 12 Jacks out there. How are they performing? What do you think they'll do with those in the future?
Well, it's interesting. You Google Jacks and there's nothing. You know, there's still the corporate website, but it doesn't look particularly loved. Everything says copyright 2018. Yeah. So it looks like it's not had a lot of updating and love. I would imagine that, you know, Tesco, as we know, have been phenomenally successful in their main estate at neutralising Aldi. Yeah. You know, the Aldi price match, the very, very targeted ranging of products to, you know, stop the flow of customers to Aldi has been massively successful. And they probably think we actually don't need something that will go head to head with an Aldi, but could actually end up damaging Tesco.
So, what's your prediction for Jack's for the future?
Oh, thank you for that. I think it'll go the way of Tesco Metro very quietly.
Yeah, I would have thought so, because it doesn't seem to be adding anything from what we can see. It's a good trial, worth testing. Didn't work. They're making the other formats work more successfully, would be my guess.
Yeah, I think they found the answer to how to neutralise Aldi. We talked about I think 3 episodes ago the latest Kantar data, and I was staggered that Aldi were one of the slowest growing of the grocers, way half the growth rate of Tesco.
Yes.
So Tesco have found that sweet spot to neutralise the threat of the discounters. So yeah, why do you need a Jack's?
Very true, very true. Okay. All right, Andrew, before we go, and thank you for your guru-ness, what's the takeaway you want to give our viewers?
What's the takeaway? Yeah, just again, it just shows how fast grocery moves. That Jack's less than 3 years old. We're questioning that. The changes on the high street just phenomenal. But as ever, Tesco very, very quick to move ahead of the pack.
They are. I did hear that Tesco used the phrase "ready, fire, aim" a lot, and it seems to be working for them. Good luck.
Yeah.
All right, Andrew, thank you for your guru-ness, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Take care.